A couple of dudes just chugging and talking shit. You never know who's about to explode on this week's episode of Human Landmine.
With this week's guest, Julie Wheat.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Human Landmine 15. I shaved my face, so now the show is brought to you by 19-year-old boys.
On this week's episode, we have our lovely guest, Julie Wheat. She is a fashion designer. She's also a professor at a college that we like to keep anonymity. But, Julie and I actually met when I was doing a short film, and she was the wardrobe designer for the film, and she designed a custom bikini for me, and it was the first male bikini that her clothing company Cavortress has ever designed, and ever since then we've been the best of friends.
And it had a mermaid print on it.
It was fish scales,
pink and aqua.
Very nice.
Yeah. And
Julie,
go ahead, Steven.
I was just gonna say, is the store, is Cavortress the most exciting thing that you feel like you're doing right now? Is that the thing in your life that's the big thing?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Well, it has to be. Here's why I'm asking, because we were talking about having you on the show, and we talked about that a lot. And when Paul just did the intro, it was the first time I ever knew you had anything to do with a college at all. So it's just,
Anyway,
I
it's
figured.
okay. I thought you were Stephen King.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Good.
Don't feel bad.
We all don't know what's going on.
Well, Julie, she was telling me that she teaches at one of the colleges in Charleston once a week, and that
Okay.
she's I don't know, she just told me some crazy stuff. She's done a lot of. She was in school administration. She was a superintendent.
Well, I'm certified. I wasn't a superintendent.
Yeah, but
it's a process you have to go through.
But every time I talk to you, it seems like you have something else that you're and I did this, and I'm like, holy shit.
I'm just an overachiever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what the Human Landmines is all about. People with varied interests and talents and shit.
But I think that the important part about the Cavortress clothing line is that Julie did a bunch of other things with her life, but this is her passion, and it started out as a hobby, and that it eventually turned into something that was extremely substantial, and she has her own store in Mount Pleasant. And
what's the store like?
Tell us about the store.
Yeah,
the store is vintage and new for your clothing and home, and it's in Mount Pleasant at the Bell House Shopping Center. We're between TCBY, next to Coastal Cupboard, across from Urban Nirvana and Starbucks. So it's definitely suburbia.
It's for home too. Do you have stuff that's not clothing in there?
Yeah. I have some vintage glassware, some small furniture pieces. I have some old prints from the Grammar of Ornament, which are, I don't know, these are collectible prints. They're kind of, it's like a visual dictionary of print and design throughout the history of man.
That's badass. If I Google it, do you think I'll be able to pull up pictures of it?
The Grammar of Ornament?
No, just your store.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And while you're doing that, Julie was telling me how they got the name for the clothing company, and I think it's a pretty interesting story. It's really cool, actually, what it means, but it's a word that not a lot of people know.
Yeah.
So I want Julie to tell us about that.
Well, Cavortress it's a brand. It's not just a clothing line. I'm not actively designing anymore unless I do custom work, for film and things like that. And then I ghost design.
For dude bikinis.
For dude bikinis, yeah. And I ghost design for some large retailer, like Steinmart. I've done some design work for. So, boring things like polo shirts.
Hey. They're boring, but they're everywhere around
They
here.
are everywhere. I sell a lot of polo shirts. And so Cavortress cavorting means to prance and caper boisterously about. And I keep an eye on the dictionary definition online. It changes probably like every week. Uh, but we had a third grade English teacher who used to use words that people don't say out loud, and we
Nice.
it was our goal to make her cry, and she used that word all the time. And then I studied abroad in England, and my roommate came to visit me a couple years ago when I first moved here. We went out, drank too many Boddingtons, and decided that it was a genius idea to call my company Cavortress. And I didn't even know what I was going to do with it. It's just like,
Nice.
yes, that's it.
So you had the name before you knew anything else about it, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool. It's a great name.
Yeah, it's
I was like, whatever, this is what it is.
I like it how it's like somebody romping around doing their own thing, and
Yeah.
fashion is. We discussed we talked about talking about this. Um, Fashion is just kind of somebody doing their own thing, right?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the wearer of the fashion?
The wearer of the fashion.
Yeah.
But I guess there's a dialogue that happens
Mhm.
between the designer and the wearer.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Yeah.
it's like subliminal or subconsciously.
And so for me, like some designers will say, this was demonstrates my style. Like Cavortress style is all over the place, and it's sort of like anyone could be a Cavortress, but we just focus on conspicuous classics. So,
Nice.
like today, I had two different girls in modeling. We're doing our online store, and one girl is in her early 30s. She's the director of web services at Charleston Magazine, and she looks like Jackie Kennedy, but she has a particular style. She shops me all the time. Another girl, she's 19. She looks like a Sports Illustrated model, and she wears pinup style clothes. Like, so two totally different styles, but they're still both Cavortress because they're
Nice.
things that we think you need to have because they're classic and they're conspicuous. Good quality.
Was that a goal you guys had to like be able to provide interesting, great clothing for multiple types of people? Is that something you thought about from the beginning, or it just happened?
It just happened, I think.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that you can really hit hard one sort of like classic look and then hit another one in your own way too.
Right.
So Steven, I know you were talking about like the bare minimums of fashion, and I want to know what Julia's thinking about this. Like the reasons for fashion. Is that what you'd call it? Like,
yeah, I guess like I think I think fashion is something women think about more than men in general, but I think about it less than even most males maybe. So like when we were talking about having someone in the fashion industry on the show, I like just kind of started like going back to like, so what's the point of fashion, and like thinking about it from the simplest level to the beginning. And I was like, is the point of fashion obviously to keep you warm? Like that's why people wear clothing, and to attract the opposite sex. Am I missing like a lot of big parts about it?
I think anyone can interpret what the purpose of fashion is, but I think you're going to a place where it's basic need.
Yeah.
And then, in my opinion, and this isn't anything I read in the textbook, but I think when it was decided there was fashion, there was society. Because it wasn't necessarily, it was a need, it became to define people, where they're from, who they are.
Right, maybe I just described clothing. And fashion is like the step beyond that, where it's like mixed with art.
Yeah. Right. So clothing is like a basic need.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then when they thought about it, there was society.
Well,
nice.
Cool
take.
When I heard you say those were the two things, there's also like something else you completely missed of the basic need part. And that's self-expression, but you can even bring that on to like a basic level of like you're a warrior and you want to seem more intimidating to the people you're fighting, so you make a huge
So you're like,
headdress.
"Woo!"
You make a huge headdress and you wear
Yeah.
huge shoulder pads and paint your
Sure.
face with blood.
Yeah,
But that's still,
that's society.
yeah, that's still
That's
like, yeah, how
That's
you
what
come.
Guy Harvey
Not a
shirts
need.
are now.
That's what
Right.
Guy Harvey shirts are for.
That's what Guy
Those
Harvey
guys are just
shirts
trying to
are
look
for.
hard.
Yeah. Man,
The
I
giant
just
headdress.
fish and kill stuff, and I never take this T-shirt off.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, Julie, what is like really bad fashion to you? What do you hate?
There's no wrong answer to this.
There's really no. I think hate's a really strong word, first of all.
It's true.
But I hate when people wear clothes that don't fit properly.
Okay.
It's just like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't fit. Why are you wearing it?
So, do you mean like when like a maybe larger person wears too tiny of clothes, but also when a tiny person wears like a huge blanket of a T-shirt?
Just like anything. And you don't have to wear something that's fitted. It's how you put it together. But it's also obvious that something might not fit you properly, and that's like the worst.
Well,
It's like it doesn't fit.
it's like Steven was talking to me about how high-waisted pants and shorts are coming back into style in a big way, and they definitely are. I see them, tons of them every day. And Steven said that like it looks bad on most people, but I told him that like no, it doesn't. Or like he said it's like you said it looks bad, right? You don't like how it looks.
I am not someone that likes that trend.
But I told you that maybe like because I've seen a lot of girls who look wonderful in that style, but maybe it's just one of those things where 90% of the people who try to pull it off do not have the correct body type to pull it off.
That's part of it. And then also, like with anything you buy, there's different cuts and shapes and sizes, back to size, of high-waisted jean shorts. So you just need to know how to pick the right ones for you. Like, I'm wearing them right now.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
here, I'll show you.
Oh, highly fashionable. Just don't yank the headphones out and you'll be great.
Not yanking the headphones out. Okay. Am I in?
You are...
I'm in. So these are high-waisted on me.
You look great in them.
But they're little boy shorts. They're like a little boy size 12.
Are they really?
Maybe
that's
but they're
the trick.
only ones that fit me right.
But
Human Landmine's fashion tip: buy little boy shorts.
But I'm smaller.
Yeah, Julie.
So I can't wear the girl ones that have for girls with nice asses, because they just are too big right here in the front. They don't fit.
The girls who wear the girl ones look like they have an extremely small waist but bigger hips.
Right.
Which like fills those out, but you figured out the life hack.
Yeah.
Because you can still wear high-waisted shorts.
But the other thing is too, you have to look at the pockets, and they should be set a little bit like this. If you do have like an hourglass figure, if the pockets are like this, you're just gonna see that extra negative space, and it's just gonna be hips.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is if you don't have a flat stomach, you shouldn't wear shorts that are the same height on the top and bottom. You should have them scooped down a little bit, probably below your belly button, and create this kind of U shape to make your waist look smaller.
That reminds me of something else that I just asked Paul. I was watching this Aaliyah video for that one Aaliyah song that's really popular the other day, and in it she's wearing like super baggy pants, like sitting on her hips, and she's showing midriff, but it makes her stomach look ridiculously tiny because she's wearing huge baggy pants. Yeah. And I'm really surprised that hasn't come back, because everyone wants to look like every girl wants to look like they have a little stomach nowadays. Like, I'm wondering why do you think are baggy pants ever coming back?
I mean, it just depends on how you wear them and with what.
Well,
I know that's not in right now.
Well, the other thing too is that I don't know if it's necessary, and I'm not the authority on this by any means, but I don't know if it's necessarily in style to look like a backup dancer from a 90s rap video right now.
No, it's not.
Like,
I'm interested in bringing it back.
I mean, yeah, I want to bring it back too.
The 90s are definitely coming back.
It was,
Yeah, for sure.
well, I feel like when we were growing up, somewhere in the tweens of us, now we are both 28.
Oh, you guys are babies.
We're babies.
You guys are babies.
We never ask a woman her age.
Oh, that's so nice of you guys.
But,
Because people ask me that, and I get so
Well,
mad. I'm
fuck
just like,
those guys.
I know.
And women.
Yeah, and then they try to do this, oh, well, I only thought you were this old, which equals, I just want to get in your pants.
Well,
That's how they cover it up.
but like,
Yeah.
but like when we were kids, there was this moment where like people wearing Jinkos, like the huge wide leg
Yeah.
jeans.
Yeah.
Somewhere that turned into bell bottoms for a minute, and then
Yep.
people like everybody's having all these kids, like we live in a college town in Charleston, and all these kids think it's awesome to have an 80s party who never existed in the 80s. And I'm thinking
People still
like,
doing that?
yeah, and I'm thinking like, God damn it. Like, there's these kids who are all born after 1992, and they're totally thinking it's fun to dress up the way my mom dressed me up, and I felt like a nerd.
Yeah.
Send them to my store.
We'll send them to your store.
I'll look them up with their dad's credit card. Just kidding.
Nice.
I'm
Hell
gonna need
yeah.
your dad to Skype me to let me show me his identification card just so I can make sure this is.
But yeah, the 80s, and I think now, well, I do know this because for the past 3 years, I've gone to South by Southwest, and they have music and film and all this other stuff. And they had fashion, and we participated in it.
Nice.
And I had American Apparel would buy from me, and what they do is they copy things and then they put it into production. And a lot of large companies have someone or a team of people who goes out and buys vintage or finds things that they send to sample makers so that they can copy and knock off and like remake. And a lot of it
You're
comes
saying-
from vintage. And
You're saying
rag-outs.
American Apparel bought something from you?
Yeah, like a few things. They're a
Nice.
creative director, yeah. And then a
That's
menswear
huge.
company out of San Francisco, like they copied a couple jackets and shirts of mine.
And then they put them on a 19-year-old foreign girl and put them on the back of the city paper.
Yep.
Dude, they have some
Yeah.
crazy marketing, American Apparel.
Yeah, they do. Well, it's free. I mean, they just have people send in pictures and
Oh, do they?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a cheap way to do
I
it.
would totally buy American Apparel tighty whities and lay in my bed with like and pour molasses on myself if I can get on the
think you
back
should
of
do
like
it.
every
you
city
should do it.
paper.
You should do it.
There's
you
not a
should
lot
do it
stopping
anyways.
me.
Yeah.
I gotta buy
No.
molasses and I gotta buy underwear. And I'm ready to roll. I got a camera phone.
You can do it. I mean, I got a lighting setup.
So, so there's an article that came out recently that I had mentioned to you guys that I wanted to speak of about the selfies
Oh yeah.
being linked to narcissism, mental illness, and depression. First of all, as someone who has intensely studied psychology, I'd like to say that we should all be narcissists because there's no other human personally responsible for you besides yourself
Yeah.
to make sure you don't die and to root for you. Like, you should want you to do good and you should
Yeah.
make sure you don't die. So
I think there's a but at the end of this sentence.
I think that narcissism,
Oh, okay.
of course, like there's me monsters and there's those people that just like you try to talk to them about like the global climate and they're like, well, what I think about me is me. And so there's obviously those people that are like the textbook definition of narcissist, but I don't think that narcissism should be used Uh-oh, Steven, you froze for a second. I got nervous.
I'm still here.
Well, I don't think narcissism is necessarily a bad thing as long as you also have, like, compassion. But mental illness and depression, certainly. If you take a selfie and you get 50 likes, and then the next selfie you take, you get 48 likes. Subconsciously, I think that almost every person on the planet is going to be like, oh, no. That was a worse
Yeah.
picture than the picture that set the bar for me.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're getting 30 likes on your 50th selfie, and you're like, oh, man, I'm slowly
Is
getting
that what they're saying?
uglier.
Or are they saying like the act of taking selfies is like it makes like what were they saying the problem was?
During this portion of the show, we experienced technical difficulties.
And we're back. Sorry about that. Here's Paul continuing the discussion of selfies.
Well, I think that a lot of people are saying that like selfies cause all these things, but don't you think that maybe those things cause selfies? Like what
Whoa.
what is it called? Body anthropomorphic disorder.
Is that when you don't know what you look
No,
like?
it's,
Like
It's where you don't interpret
missee
what you
yourself?
look like in the way that everyone else does, and you interpret the way
Right.
you look in a negative way.
So don't you? Maybe that causes people to try to take selfies at the good angle, where to where
Oh.
like
Do you think people are after the perfect selfie?
some guy
Yeah,
is.
I think they are. I know some girls who
Wow.
sit there and do it, like, when they're bored. It's weird.
It's really weird when I'm Tindering and I come across 6 duck-faced selfies of one person
Wait,
in
can
a
I
row.
run your Tinder?
Do you want to run
I
my
wanna run your
Tinder?
Tinder.
What does that mean?
I did it for my
How do
intern
you-
when I was visiting her in
Julie
New York,
Wheat is
and it
going
went pretty
to
well.
left swipe and right swipe for me.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey,
Oh, she's gonna
before you
run
run
it.
my Tinder, I just want to let you know what kind of Tinder game I'm throwing out. I
Okay.
usually don't message anybody, but sometimes I like go back and forth, message people, and try to hang out with them, and they never want to.
Why? I would hang out with you if I wasn't married.
Well, thanks. Damn.
That's the nicest thing anybody's
So-
ever said to
so-
anybody.
All of this, confusing Tindering led me to I was talking to Bonner and Jay and Jackie, and Jackie's bitching about this something that happened at work and had to do with this random girl that I particularly was writing a custom strange Tinder message to out of just complete weirdoism. I want because like I was like I'm gonna right swipe everybody I see, and I'm gonna send a weird message to the next person that I get matched with and see how they respond. But
Oh
What
god.
were you saying? What is a weird Tinder message
I'm
like?
about to read it out loud to you guys. And
Oh, okay.
I think you guys are both
Nice.
going to enjoy this, but this happened to be the person that the story was being told about on the other side of the room. While I was having this
Right.
independent conversation, they're like, "Who'd you send that to?" I'm like, "She looks like this," and they're like, "Oh my god, that's
She's
her!"
right there. Whoa.
No, she wasn't there, but they were talking about.
The girl. Okay. Okay. Got
All
it.
right, so April 2nd, 2014, 3:37 p.m. Paul says, "Hey, I'm really Tinder matched. I'm a Leo, fun-loving, and enjoy coffee or lunch/dinner. No breakfast, I'm a night owl. Also, me likes alcoholic beverages with other humans. To be frank, I burned off my capital G genitals with a blowtorch and am only interested in platonic, non-erotic love. What are you up to tonight? I was thinking about some coffee at the Plex."
You just
You did not.
you just dropped that in.
Did
Yeah, I got no response. And the girl never said anything about it to her coworkers at work who thought it was hysterical. So, it's,
Oh my god. I gotta check her out.
she's
I-
she's not cute. I mean, well, she's not my type. She's cute.
Which one is she?
I don't know. Why do people do
I
that?
don't
Yeah,
think she
it's
likes
like,
disabled people.
Why do you
Why
put
do they-
pictures of you with other people? Oh,
Did
just this one.
she's not bad looking at all.
No, she's cute.
I mean, I only had to drink 3 beers. You know what I mean?
And like a half,
That's not a
half
lot.
of a double pint of vodka and Sprite.
Do you think?
Oh, a pint of vodka Sprite. Okay.
Do you think that she knew you were fucking with her, or do you think that she didn't want to have a platonic
you wanna-
relationship
Yeah,
with
you
somebody
gotta
who
show
blew
me
their
that.
genitals
It's
Okay.
been a
out?
while.
I
haven't
don't
noticed
think
that.
she thought it was funny, and I'm sure that. I mean, I get a lot of messages from sex bots. Like,
Ooh.
they're girls that like you get.
Oh, really?
They have 3 pictures on there, and you're like, those don't
Yeah.
look like the same girl.
So if you don't like it,
You just hit the heart or the X up in the right.
I like Michelle, but I don't know if
Yeah,
she'd like you.
that's okay. I want to see what's out there. Just
She
left
looks-
swipe immediately if you don't like Maggie. I hope Natalie. See,
How do I
this
see
is-
more
This is a
pictures?
game we play. Like,
How do I
you,
see more
you
pictures?
click on the first picture,
Oh, and then,
and
you
then
just do
it'll
it. Okay.
open up the So this is a game you play on Tinder too.
She only has one picture.
Oh, X.
We need to
sex
get sponsored
robot.
by Tinder.
She's a sex robot. Okay.
Yeah. So, some girls take photos with a lot of their friends, and they like all their photos will just be with groups of their friends.
God. These girls shop at T.
And you don't want it to be like, all right, process of elimination. What girl is in every photo of all the 6 the ones she
So if you
posted?
X
Oh, yeah,
them,
That's bad Tinder.
Most of the
etiquette.
time, it's the wrong friend.
oh my God. So
Is it most of the time you're hopeful and you pick just the best looking friend?
Sometimes I play no photo looking Tinder. I just right swipe or left swipe from the first photo they do, and then
What's the worst that
and
could
then
happen?
sometimes I just right swipe everybody. Just hit the heart button as fast as I can, not even looking at the phone. Just see like maybe somebody's out there for me
I am gonna like.
that wants
the
to do
girl.
it right now.
Wait a second. There's a girl who has a picture of her shaking George Bush's hand.
Like
Like. I
Julie
think you
is-
should send her a message.
Julie is no more screwing my Tinder account than I already have by just right swiping everybody
Oh
for
my
hours at a time.
Holy shit.
Paul, I just sent
I
you
like this girl.
something that I found in your email. Click on
She
the
looks
link,
fun.
She's awesome.
and it's
Just like the Mighty Ducks.
it's something.
cool.
What's it?
I
What?
like her too.
It's something called
likes
Pixter, and I don't understand what it is. I just googled Tinder, and this is like the big
All right, so
story. And it's the
you need me
people are using Pixter, which makes them look better than they actually do for their
Oh, I
Tinder
think
pics.
okay. I think that Pixter. Now I read about a thing that basically sign up for a 2-week free trial.
Sure is cute.
I-
So I'm gonna tell you guys something because I've had a glass of wine.
What?
I met my
Yes.
husband on Match 10 years ago.
That's not embarrassing.
But wait, I had no pictures on my Match account
He-
at all.
that-
Like none.
Isn't that like say a lot of great things for your
I don't
husband that he didn't like need to see pictures?
No, that's
I did it in a
beautiful.
weird way. He actually picked him up. My tagline was, "You guys listen to Howard Stern?"
Yeah.
It was "Hey now," and I wrote it in the way that Howard Stern would say it, and he knew.
Well,
And I was like, "Okay."
and then you guys like. So was it
Yeah.
awkward to first meet him?
Yeah, I had like my friends with me for backup, but I didn't tell them what was going on, and I met
So
him
they
at the
were like
beach.
sitting at a different.
No, we were all at the beach, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be at the beach with my friends. Like, you should come out."
Oh, that's
And
a
they
good
had
way
no
to do it.
idea. And he just looked like he was looking for someone, and I was like, I think that's him. Because, like, his pictures were all messed up. Like, he wasn't like, hey, this is me, Nathan. He was like, someone was dripping out of his mouth. He was eating, like, a sandwich. And then, like, I don't know what the other ones
Oh,
were.
so-
I think one of them was when he was, like, a little kid. I mean, I don't even know.
That's a beautiful
Yeah,
love
that's-
story. You didn't have any pictures, and his pictures were all of him eating a
It's like, that was
sandwich.
his profile. He's like, like dripping.
But I guess
I
like
don't
I
know.
guess like on the most like basic instincts, you guys kind of like got each other.
Yeah.
It's like, oh damn, she said that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that joke, and you're like, well, this guy's not taking himself like seriously at
And
the
then he's
match,
like,
so he's probably pretty cool because he thinks like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's all kind of silly to meet somebody on the internet, but it's not really silly because it
no.
happens every day.
And I looked at it like this. I moved.
It's just kind of a little bit, you kind of expose yourself.
Yeah, like I moved here from, well, I'm from upstate New York. I lived in Vegas for 4 years, and then I moved here. And I'm in the land of Lily Pulitzer and the size floor 5'4" blonde girl. And I am not that. So,
You're saying that's
yeah,
Charleston or that's Vegas?
Charleston.
Oh.
So I did,
Okay.
I was just like, oh my God, guys are not into me here. I was not into guys here. I gotta meet someone that doesn't know my friends. Like, and I was in IT, so I was like, IT has helped me make money for the past 8 years. It might help me meet a man. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Nice.
do it this way.
I think everybody does it
And
now.
now everyone does it.
I
But
think
then it
it's-
was like,
Yeah.
weird.
Tinder's like
It was like weird.
Tinder's like the weed of dating websites. Like
my
it's
God.
gonna get a lot. It's like the gateway dating website, and
So,
that's gonna make
speaking of which,
dating websites
Ugh.
be a lot more socially acceptable.
yeah. Oh.
Dude, I think they are. Like every single person I know at least in New York City, like they all online either date or meet randoms to bang or do Tinder. Like they're all online coupling in some way.
One of my good buddies in New York City, he's one of the hunkiest, like, dreamboat, fucking River Phoenix, James Dean dudes I know. And he's a boxer. And he met his girlfriend of like 2.5 years. And they've since broken up, but they had a wonderful relationship. And he met her on I believe it was Match.com, but he's like just working so much, and he's like, I can't go out for drinks. Like, I can't just go out and try to meet people. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of wasting my money. I'm like, want to meet a girl who likes me. And it was one of his like matches of his first day signing up on the website.
No. It's crazy.
Wow.
And they had a great time. And my mom doesn't listen to the show, but I know
Tiffany-
that my mom and her husband, I believe they met on eHarmony or Match.com.
Yeah.
She's legal. She's 18.
She's legal. like
Where are you going to college, sweetie?
old enough to pee, old enough for me.
So yeah, man, and what you said,
I'm
like
sorry.
you said he was like sick of just going out and getting drinks, which is like what they say in all the online dating commercials. They're like, "Are you tired of the bar
You should be on the
scene?"
commercial. You're fine.
But like, isn't there something like is that the only way to meet romantic people
Well,
in this
If
country?
any girl
Like,
like tries to like,
you go to the bar or you go online. That's it,
So-
right?
this is along the same vein, and I think Julie's gonna find this funny. But if any girl that I'm currently seeing from Charleston tells me, "Yeah, I just can't deal with this anymore," or "You need to be more present and aware," I always like. Now, I haven't used this on anybody, but this is my plan. So, girls, you know this is premeditated. If this happens to you, I'm just gonna throw my hands up and be like, "Well, that's what I get for meeting a girl at a bar."
Girls have said this to you?
No, that's what I'm gonna say to them.
Oh.
I haven't used it on anybody,
Oh.
but that's my future.
But you're imagining the girls say you're not present, all this other stuff.
Sometimes, yeah, because I'm not always present. Sometimes I just stop caring.
But
about
are any of
what-
us? I don't know.
No, I don't think we are. We're all narcissists. Is what it
Yeah.
comes back down to. Like,
So going back to
this is the only head
selfie-
we're in.
Going back to the selfie, I think all this social media selfie stuff, and I teach a class on media planning and buying, so that's like a component of it. I think that ultimately, what people classify as pretty people are going to rule the world through social media. It's just how it's going to be.
Well, this is the way that
That's
Steve and I just opened up the
Oh
article.
my God.
This is Pixter. This is the program that makes you look more photogenic and classically beautiful than your initial features. It like slimmed out her nose. It put her
That's
lips
pretty
lower.
crazy.
It probably made her chin more pointy. Her head is wider. Her forehead is like, her part looks like better in this picture.
Crazy.
But it's the same girl, and there's nothing really wrong with her to begin with.
No.
Right.
Wow.
She's pretty in the left
Yeah.
one.
It's
Also.
like a non-makeup photo.
I think she's got makeup
Yeah.
a little bit. But still, I think it's a ploy to get people to get plastic surgery.
To get people to...
Who needs plastic surgery when
How do you guys
we
feel about
get
plastic
jacked into the
surgery?
Matrix and we can just hang out with our imagined selves in the Matrix?
Oh, God.
Whoa.
But see how the Matrix trained us all to believe that that should be
So,
real or whatever.
is there any chance that we can make a movie like Minority Report, and we can kill people who do this, but it's called Fashion Police? We're preventing future
Oh my God.
Very solid.
future plastic surgeries.
Oh my God. I don't know.
You gotta, but when it comes down to it, like, whether you're in shape or out of shape, whether you're like ugly or cute, whether you're fat or skinny, whether you're buff or weak, you kind of have to just own up to who you are, and that's the way you're the most attractive.
Yeah.
And if you want to change it, you can't be like, well, I'll like myself later.
Right.
You just have to like yourself now.
Yeah. My dad used to tell me when I was a kid, there's two things you can do. You can change your outlook or you can change your situation. That's it. Like, you know, so. Yeah.
I like that.
Very true.
Yeah. So go to the gym, comb your hair, or change your attitude.
Paul, I
you know.
managed to just now find the picture of you in the custom-made Cavortress
God.
bikini.
Can you please pull it up, Steven?
Speaking of likes on the internet,
it's
I
up.
think that got more likes than anything I've ever put on social media. That picture. Really. Yeah. It's awesome.
Hey, can you G-chat that to us?
G-chat.
Link it to us, baby.
Yeah, probably. Oh man, it's a great looking piece. You know, I think it it complements your body, Paul. It's got a great design.
Well, the movie, he was like the funny guy.
I was the dishwasher in the movie.
Yeah, and he had a bunch of Genius shirts I hooked him up with. Like,
yeah, totally.
I made you funny.
Yeah,
you're funny.
And then the thing that Henry wanted me to do, there's like this party scene where the main character's girlfriend catches him with his co-worker girl. Yeah. But she's looking for him all over the party, and right before she sees him on the boat in the backyard by the pool, the shed door bursts open, and I run out in this bikini that Julie made.
With like a bunch of naked topless girls chasing you.
Yeah, we couldn't find topless girls, so they had bathing suits on, but
there was some
I imagined what all their boobs looked like.
There was a topless girl.
I still imagine them to this day.
Yeah.
Paul, what was the deal with that movie? Like, who made it? What was the purpose?
Henry Snyder made it.
Yeah.
Hey, when I sit back here, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you back there.
I'm still trying to sell my bag.
Yeah, hey, Julie's got a bag.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
I do.
Did you design that bag?
No, but I had it made.
Nice.
We have them in bone and black.
Nice.
Hey, shameless self-promotion.
Julie, why don't you
That's what.
Yeah, why don't you do a
You guys invited me to your podcast. I'm gonna take all liberties. Sorry.
No, Julie, you should do a full commercial right now, and we'll end the show with that. You're gonna be our sponsor this week.
You sponsoring us? We're giving you.
Human Landmines is brought to you by Cavortress.
You guys buy We One, and I'm your sponsor. How does that work?
No, you just say human. Come on, fake it for the kids.
Okay, for the kids.
Say Human Landmines is brought to you by Cavortress, and then give your best Sales pitch.
Highway 17 off. No.
This week, episode. Is it an episode?
15.
Is it episode 15? Yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
15. Episode 15 of Human Landmines is brought to you by Cavortress, located off Long Point Road at the Bell House Shopping Center between TCBY and Coastal Cupboard across from Urban Nirvana and Starbucks. Cavortress, conspicuous classics for the closeted and home, both vintage and new.
That was so well done.
I said it a million times. God.
Do you guys have like radio spots like
No.
that or something? Oh, that sounded so rehearsed.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was perfect.
Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Human Landmines this week.
Check out Julie Wheat's website. Go to Julie Wheat's store.
Cavortress.
Is it cavortress.com?
Yeah, it's cavortress.com. We're on Instagram
Okay.
all the time, but we're gonna have an online store
Oh
in June.
shit!
So
They're fully social, everyone.
And thank you for watching and joining us. I think Julie had a great time.
it's fun.
I know Steven had a great time.
We hope you learned something.
And you'll never know if I had a great time.
I hope that Mandy Tinders Paul back.
No.
This one's for you, Mandy. Peace, bitches.
Peace. Can you say peace, bitches, for us?
Thanks, bitches.
Yeah! Alright, cool.